Hi and welcome back. This is Kingston. Today we're going to explore how to apologize correctly, utilizing some simple rules and tricky tools. A proper apology will help put your partner at peace, assist in their healing, boost the regard of your trustworthiness, and increase the likelihood you will be forgiven. This is why it's crucial that you get this right. Let's start with a simple rule of thumb. A good apology should make the person wrong think, yes, they get it, they understand. Perhaps some of you are thinking, but I have apologized, and it didn't do any good. If that is the case, it is probable that you have made some common, but seldom suspect apology blunders. An apology offered incorrectly may actually lead the recipient to experience greater anger, frustration, and hurt. An apology done incorrectly can only add insult to injury. Now it's worth repeating, a good apology should make the person wrong think, yes, they get it, they understand. A good apology has 4 components to it. Briefly, they are 1. Understanding of the problem. 2. Exhibiting regret and remorse. 3. Accountability and accepting responsibility. 4. Making amends and a declaration to do better. As you will discover, there is an art to formulating a great apology, and many people tend to unknowingly make huge blunders here. It's all too easy to believe you have made an earnest attempt, but done in ignorance and lacking insight, what you may end up offering is not actually an apology at all. Let's take a look at a few examples of what not to do. This is crucial because a bad apology tends to increase rather than decrease hostilities. The following examples are common mistakes. Should you adopt one of these styles or a combination, you will further damage a tenuous situation and your credibility. Example: the iffy apology. I'm sorry if I hurt you. The word if here implies that their pain is supposed pain and implies that you are not convinced. Therefore, your apology rings less than true. The but apology. Avoid using the word but in your apology. Frankly, it makes you look like a but. Examples: I'm sorry, but you have to understand my point. I'm sorry, but I was right about. I'm sorry, but you. Adding a but implies you are attempting to justify your actions, and standing by what you did is not remorse. Therefore, it is not an apology. The I don't know what I did wrong, but I'm sorry apology. You can't deliver an effective apology if you don't understand the nature of your offense. Therefore, never offer anything that resembles or even hints at this. Your partner will likely take insult, and obviously that will prove detrimental to your reconciliation attempts. Instead, be clear on exactly why your conduct was hurtful. Never plead ignorance of any kind. Confessing ignorance denotes a lack of understanding the problem, and it therefore violates the first rule of a proper apology. Later on in the video, I will share a simple method to supercharge your apology. It is a simple technique that works wonders because it enhances your conveyance of understanding, remorse, and responsibility, 3 of the 4 fundamental elements surmising your success. For now, let's revisit the 4 components of a great apology in a bit more depth. 1. Understanding the problem. To genuinely understand someone, it is necessary to cultivate empathy. Empathy is the capacity to think and feel oneself into the inner life of another person. Empathy is being able to feel how another person feels, to share the experience with them, and to see the world through their eyes. The ability to do this leads us to understanding. Empathy is what allows you to really connect with another human being. It is the most significant mindset you can cultivate in your pursuit of true intimacy and closeness. Post a painful separation, our lovingness can literally be swallowed up in turbulent emotions and tortured thoughts. Albeit challenging, shaking our self-pity and self-absorption assists us to move towards the next worthy goal, that of healing our relationship. To do this, we take a curative stance in providing our partner an apology that will assist them to assimilate their anger and grief. Once fully committed to this new perspective, we can move more easily out of the negativity that feeds our despair, and what naturally follows is that we are led to a greater capacity to feel genuine remorse and deeper empathy. 2. Show remorse. Ideally, remorse is an expression of sympathetic regard that clearly demonstrates we understand the trouble and hurt that followed as a direct result of our misdeeds. There must be sincerity in our attitude and intent, but when apologizing, don't think in terms of giving an expression of remorse. Instead, your goal should be to actually communicate your regret, that is, getting it across to the other person. Expression is one-sided, as though one were getting an apology off of one's chest. Communication, however, occurs between people, and an apology needs to work well for the other person to be effective. Take the focus off yourself and focus instead on correctly executing the 4 elements of your apology. This protects you from sounding defensive and prevents you from trying to justify your actions, both of which you now know are unacceptable. 3. Accept responsibility. Here we must refrain from blaming anyone else, especially the person to whom we are apologizing. It is imperative that we address only our part in the matter and focus on our misdeeds and actions. This is where you admit full responsibility and express your willingness to accept the consequences. 4. Willing to make amends. To make amends, you must first adopt the intent and readiness to make things right. This should include a promise to avoid the same type of behavior in the future and a declaration to do better. Do not make empty promises. In other words, you must not make promises you either cannot keep or don't intend to follow through on. If you make a promise, it becomes your responsibility to ensure your success by making certain that you have the support, resources, skills, determination, and conviction to honor that promise fully. That is it. Those are the 4 key elements you should consider and reflect upon before attempting an apology. Now I will share the secret to supercharging your apology. When you do apologize, it is most effective to use an adjective to define your behavior. Though it may seem insignificant at first, I guarantee you it can make a huge difference and greatly increase the chances you will be forgiven. This tactic is proven a potent tool and should be utilized fully and correctly. Let's take a look at a few examples correctly using adjectives. I am ashamed at my insensitivity towards you. I want you to know that I recognize how selfish that was of me. I was rude and I regret my actions and how they have hurt you. That was really inconsiderate on my part. In those examples, adjectives were used to define the behavior. It is effective because it exemplifies a deeper understanding of the inappropriateness of your actions. Do you see how this stands well above a more vague apology, such as, I'm sorry I said what I said and hurt your feelings? See how much more powerful it is when we define our behavior with adjectives? By simply inserting a few adjectives in our apology, it becomes much more meaningful. It conveys depth and sincerity because it communicates a deeper understanding of the nuances and implies we have spent time in reflection. Advancing that thought, we can take it a step further by using adjectives to describe how we envision our actions have affected them. Some examples of this are, I can only picture how insignificant that made you feel. I can only imagine that you feel really unappreciated. I can only envision that you suffered a sense of betrayal. It is important to use the word imagine here, or a synonym for it. Though a common mistake, saying I know how you feel has the effect of making others feel invalidated. Even if you have been in a similar situation yourself at one time, you can never really know how another person is feeling. To suggest that you do sounds not only arrogant, it is an erroneous claim. A word like imagine denotes empathy, but makes no assumptions. Now, while I'm hopeful that what I have shared with you in this video has been helpful, I don't want you to run out and apologize just yet. You have yet to discover the pertinent secret of timing, but this is a key aspect more fully explored in the ebook. Did you know there is a right time to say you are sorry? How long should you wait before you ask for forgiveness? Why is it appropriate and to your advantage to delay a bit before taking this important step? These secrets and much more are still awaiting your discovery. To order today, go to the link given below. I'm Mara Kingston, and I wish you love and success in love.